Hello class, this is chapter 9b assignment question number 13. So in this question, we are going to construct a confidence interval for the population mean. So let's open the StatConch. Okay. Because we are talking about the confidence interval for the mean, so let's go to the stat t-stats, one sample with summary. Okay. So we are going to put the sample mean. The sample mean is 49.75. The sample standard deviation is 22.36, and the sample size is 20. It's 20. The confidence interval, what is the confidence level? Confidence level we need is 98%, so that's 0.98. Okay, let's click compute. Okay, then we got the lower limit and upper limit. So let's put those two numbers there. Well, the next question is, what is the margin of error? So we know the margin of error is equal to the critical value t times standard error. Okay. In this upper window, we have the standard error. The problem is we do not have the critical value t. We know the critical value is determined by the confidence level. So let's use the confidence level to find the critical value. Okay, let's write down this one. So let me give Excel. Get Excel. Let's put the so that's SCE is equal to so that's the number. Let's keep it there. Okay. To find the critical value, we can use the StatConch because we know the critical value for the mean for that the t follows a t distribution. The t star follows a t distribution. So let's use the stat calculators. Where's t? Okay, here's the t. Okay, let's go to the between. So the degrees of freedom, we know the degrees of freedom is equal to the sample size minus 1. The sample size is 20, so the degrees of freedom is going to be 19. Okay. So the confidence level, we need to put it as a probability. So that's 0.98. We put the number there. So click compute. Then this positive value is the critical value. Okay, so let's copy this one. This is the critical value t. Okay, so the critical value is going to be t star is going to be this number. Okay, so let's decimals. So we know the margin of error is equal to the critical value times the standard error. Okay, so that means it's equal to standard error, or let's put the critical value first, times the standard error. Okay, then we have the margin of error. So that's the margin of error. Okay, that's the next question. So what if we are given the population standard deviation? So what if the population standard deviation is 23? Okay, then in that case, we are going to use the z-test. Okay, so let's go to stat z-stats, one sample with summary. Okay, the sample mean, we still use the sample mean, which is 49.75. This standard deviation is not the sample standard deviation anymore. It is the population standard deviation, which is given as 23, and the sample size is still, where's sample size? Okay, 20. Okay, so let's construct the confidence interval. The confidence level is 98%, so 0.98. Let's click compute. So we will have the lower limit and the upper limit.